you guys can see, Joe knows internet has been out for the last few days. And because of this, I've had to step into a role that I didn't really expect to be in when I came to this team. You see, when Joe recruited me to come play for his team, I knew that I'd be stepping into the shooting guard role, where I'm on the hash, spotting up for him, making some last second big shots, occasionally calling my number, and just playing great defense. Fully prepared to be face guarded, knowing that teams were not going to want me to get off open shots. Anybody that knows how I play and knows my game knows that if I get an open look, you might as well put 3 points on the board. But see, with this internet situation, I've been thrust into a role that I wasn't anticipating. I've been put in a situation where I have to be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm basically filling the biggest shoes ever, taking over for one of the best point guards in the game, running an offense that I haven't run in over 5 years. The last time I was a part of a 5-out was back in 2K18. And for those of you guys who don't know or just simply weren't around or in the Pro-Am community at the time, every team was running 5-out back then. Me personally, I was on my 6'10" point forward going absolutely crazy. And again, for those of y'all who don't know your history and don't really know who I am and might just be tuning in for the first time, I won the first ever WR tournament back in 2018. So I've had success in the 5-out, and obviously I know that I'm capable enough to run it. But when you're thrust into a situation like this where a team is expecting to win right now, it does put a lot of pressure on you, especially when it comes to the hometown crowd. I mean, keep in mind, since these guys have been playing, they've been running this offense since the jump, and all they've known is success. So me playing pick and roll all year and jumping into this 5-out, it's like a whole new world for me. It's almost like playing a brand new version of the game. But if I'm going to call myself a comp player and I'm going to refer to myself as one of the best in the world, I have no excuse and no reason not to load up and perform. It does not matter what the offense is. If I am one of the best, I adapt and I'm going to make it work. And immediately I was thrust right into the fire as my first ever series with Black Market was a Final Four versus a very competitive team. You got to understand the type of target that we have on our back right now. Not only is Black Market already one of the teams to beat, but then you add me to the equation and it's like, oh man, who can be the first team to take them down? Every team is playing inspired and every team wants to be able to say that they were the first people to take the Giant down. They want to say that they were the first team to stop the newly revamped Black Market. And honestly, with Joe's absence, the worst thing I could do is set the precedent that I'm going to fold if he's not around, but I'm going to fold under the pressure. Like I said previously, Joe recruited me to steer the ship back right, to help us get to the next level. He didn't bring me in to lose. He didn't bring me in to just be average. He brought us in to take that next step. And that's exactly what we did in this Final Four, absolutely handling business. In sports, it's really nothing like completing that first pass or making that first basket or winning your first event. It takes all of the pressure off you, and that's exactly what it did for me. After we won this Final Four, I just knew that I was going to be really comfortable here. And one thing about this team is they play every single day. Every day they're getting into something, and that's not going to change whether Joe is on the court or not. His internet's not going to stop us from getting our reps in, and that's exactly what we did. We played in an overnight tournament the next day, and let me tell you guys right now, this one was gritty. When teams talk about Black Market, there's two things that are constantly said. On offense, they are absolutely unstoppable, unguardable, completely broken, and there's really nothing you can do. But on the defensive end, they say it's a free basket. They say it's a free slip or it's a free three, it's free takeover, and basically they're going to score every single play. Even the ride or die-hard fans that absolutely love and support Black Market are unbiased enough to see the fact that the defense is the clear weak link. And to me, being the comp player that I am, I want nothing more than to be able to come in and change that narrative. And even though I'm not the lock on the team, I want the identity to shift that Black Market is just completely unstoppable on both ends of the floor. I want people to look at Black Market as being one of the best all-around teams, not just the best offensive team. And being that I have a high level of 2K IQ and I've played with some of the most elite defenses over the years, I know I can come in and change the pace, change the structure a little bit. I will say though, it is hard because you have to find a balance. Again, I'm new here. I'm the new guy. So what I don't want to do is come in and rub anyone the wrong way. You don't want to be that guy that comes in as Mr. Know-It-All and is trying to change a million things the second he arrives. The last thing I want to do is step on anybody's toes or check anybody out or have anybody become my enemy. I don't want to hurt anybody's ego, and I'm not looking to get in any arguments. I'm just looking to make this team improve as much as possible. And that's my goal, and I'm slowly working on it. And in the short time that I've been here, I've already seen some crazy results. I watched and broke down some film before we all started playing, and man, I feel like the guys responded. Let's start with Bauer, who is the current lockdown that most fans and competitive players have all referred to as the weakest link. Majority of Black Market's losses, the finger is always pointed at him. He's the typical scapegoat, the guy that everybody blames, the guy that everybody sees fail. But in the 5 to 6 series that I've played with Bauer since I've joined, I have no joke seen him have 5 to 6 games where he completely changed the game on both ends of the floor. He's had multiple 5+ steal games and has been an offensive juggernaut, making big time shots when we need it and also setting some huge screens which allow me to go at the weakest defender on the court and make his life a living hell. Being that the average team that we're playing is running anywhere from a 6'2" to a 6'4" point guard with no defense, I'm absolutely hunting him every possession. And now not only does he have to think about what he wants to do on the offensive end, but he has to overcompensate on defense, and he gets frustrated when he can't get stops. Bauer has done a phenomenal job of bringing energy, and for a lack of better words, just putting the battery in everybody's back. Sometimes his comms can be a little bit wild and he'll scream some absolute nonsense, but sometimes you need that energy. And this team's a little bit more quiet. We definitely needed him to step up, and he obviously has. Then, Swag Godly, who at the power forward position has one of the hardest jobs on knowing when and what positions to put himself in. In years past, power forward has been considered the most easy position. But as the game is elevated and everybody's got the best jump shots, the best builds, the best dribble moves, and all that, everybody's going on YouTube and learning, and the skill gap is growing, power forward has become a living nightmare for anybody playing it. And being that Swag is still new to Pro-Am, it's one of the toughest positions to just jump into. But he had a great night at just making the point guards make extremely tough reads. Whether it was fake stepping, making the point guard think he was going to step up, but actually focus on the screen, and making the point guard throw the slip, or it was baiting the point guard into shooting smothered shots that he actually stepped on. The guys were clicking, and it seemed as if we were almost playing inspired, playing with something to prove. In the 5 to 6 series that we've played so far, we looked absolutely dominant. And the scary part about this is, this was without Joe. And everybody knows when Joe gets on the court, it's only going to be 10 times more deadly. And especially with this level of defense I'm seeing, you bring Joe back into the lineup where the offense is going to get a boost, and now we're playing at a high level defensively. I can only imagine what teams are going to experience playing against this team. Keep in mind, guys, everybody gets frustrated when they play versus Black Market because they know even when they play good defense, it's truly not enough. When you have me on one hash, bullet passer on the other hash, automatic greens everywhere you look, go ahead and consider Black Market to be winning every single event that's coming up. I'm feeling mad confident, and I can't wait to see the results of me and him stepping on the court and sharing it together. Stay tuned for more.